Hello Flow my name is Tamara and welcome to my YouTube channel Tamara Cross Stitch. In today's video I wanted to show you all the stitched designs and finished designs of 2024. Yes, it's that nice video, the WIP Parade of 2024, of stitched designs of 2024. I have 50 designs, which is good for me, which is a good news for me this year, is that out of 50 designs, how many? 43 are finished, like finished in frames, 3D finishes, whatever they are meant to be, they are finished, which is a great joy. And out of those 7 unfinished, I hope that at least 3 I'm going to still finish by myself. So yes, I like having my works, my projects finished so that I could enjoy them. And if you speak about the brands, or how would I say, who designers who these projects belong to, of course, the vast majority of my stitched designs of this year are Just Nans, because I stitch a lot of Just Nan. If you didn't know by my videos, I have like 25, 26, I think, stitched Just Nan. On the second place, it's Mill Hill. Yes, I have quite a bit of Mill Hill. And then I have a few other brands where I have like 3, 2, or even 1 design. So I decided that I'm going to start showing you the finished designs where I have like less of the same designer and then more and more. And of course, like the last one is going to be Just Nan. And one of the designs which is stitched but not framed, this is Heritage by Heritage Crafts, Annabelle. It's a beautiful design. It's a release of this year, 2024. It was, I would say, the surprise, unexpected stitch of this year, because I saw it in a shop, I mean the kit. I fell in love like terribly and I said that yes, this is going to be the design I'm going to stitch. I bought it and I stitched it. And it was a quick stitch. I loved it very much. It's an easy one because you don't have like back stitch, you don't have like anything to add, I mean like beads, and the this like stitches which are made like how do I say, elongated stitches. Yes, they make the work, of course, more and more interesting. So it's a beautiful one. Of course, I showed it like in my previous videos. This one, speaking about the framing, I said that if I'm going to be able to find a frame which is going to fit the design, I'm going to frame it around one. Yes, I'm going to finish it by myself. If not, I'm going to wait the time when I'll be able to go to the framing studio, and I'm going to frame it there. Then, if you speak about like one design, it's such a bookmark. This was a bookmark stitched for my son, and honestly, I thought that I won't be able to show it to you because it's going to be super much used. I stitched it like in the beginning of this year, but the thing is that during the year they had a few things, a few events. Okay, they were given as gifts bookmarks at school, you know. Okay, they are not so fancy as his mom stitched a bookmark, but for him they have more like emotional importance, I would say, because they represent something from school and he's using them more. But nevertheless, I'm happy because this one is going to live a longer life. Then I have such a gnome, a drummer gnome. This one was made by a Russian stitcher, so she started like making her own kits, and this one was a kit. I purchased it last year. She has 2 more, but I have just 1, and this year I said that I would like to like stitch it, finish it. So in the kit it was everything, I mean like, and the drum and the drumsticks, they are handmade. Nice, very nice, I would say. So this is also a finished design of this year. Then, so these were like ones, if I'm not wrong. Then I have two Bucelas designs. I should have like, I think year by year I should have more, because I have kits, Bucela kits, which I like. They are all vintage because they are not making anything now. So everything you are buying, it's vintage, but it's a very beautiful thing. So I wanted very much to stitch these two designs, the farms, yes, the autumn farm and the spring farm, or summer farm, I don't know how to call it, spring probably. They are by how to say, the paintings, they belong to Erin Dertner. And this one, the spring, I managed to find earlier, and I was looking for autumn, and the last autumn I managed to buy the kit. And I said, okay, like in the beginning of this year I said that, okay, I have both these kits, I wanted them so much, let me stitch them this year, like both of them, when the season comes. That's why in spring I stitched this one, and in autumn I stitched this one. Spring is smaller, I mean, like at least in width for sure is smaller, but I'm going to take them to framing studio, hoping that they are going to frame them. I want the same frame for both of them, so that they would come like together, something like that. This one was being stitched quickly, but the roses, this like confetti which comes in roses, I remember it was a very big challenge for me. The rest of the design was being stitched quickly. Autumn, it's no matter that it's a larger design with more cross stitches and more back stitch, it was stitched how they say, easier with greater pleasure by me. Maybe because I like autumn as a season as well. Yes, probably that's why. And it's a very, very beautiful design. They both are beautiful. I'm so happy that I finally managed to find the kits and stitch them. Why I was so eager to find the kits? Because they have Bucela threads, and you probably know that some of the Bucela threads, they don't have counterparts in I mean in DMC or other flosses, so that you would replace them and stitch them. At least this is what they say. And of course, let's agree that it's much easier when you find the kit and you are stitching it. And two more designs. This is Shepherd's Bush, and I have a roll. This is the Pansy roll, which I stitched. The beautiful Pansy roll. And you know, these rolls, maybe they seem simple, but for me at least, they are not so simple to stitch. Because first of all, to stitch like the thing you have here, here I had like 1/1 here, with the words which say pansies bloom to greet the day, nodding heads in sweet array. And the back stitch here, so it's not such an easy task to stitch them. And finishing as well, like when you do the hem stitch here, at least for me, for example, the hem stitch for this one, because I even looked at the clock when I was stitching, it was like 45 minutes, just the hem stitch, you see. But here we have like both sides. Okay, it's shorter, but it's both sides. So at least for me, this is not an easy and super quick stitch, but I like very much how they look when they are finished. And I have pretty many of these ones. I have stitched like 4 or 5, I think, not sure. And I have like 20 more, I think. But the thing is that with the Shepherd's Bush, you know, like during 2 years, I think, like throughout 2 years, I kind of tried to buy everything I like by them, so that I would have them in my stash and wouldn't bother looking for them, because you know that nowadays a lot of brands tend to go out of the market, and after that it's painfully for our wallets to look for the designs. That's why I tried to buy everything I like, and I said, okay, I have like let's say everything I like, and throughout the years I'm going to stitch. And that's why I don't have a lot, but I hope that year by year I'll have like a few designs by Shepherd's Bush stitched. And a second design, this is a Christmas treat bag. This was stitched like the last one. A very easy, pleasant stitch. I had here the surprise of not finding this star. The star is added by me, but still I think it's a good job I've done. So such a beautiful treat bag I have. Then if to speak about something else, I have two Mirabilia, so Nora Corbett. Yeah, this is a Nora Corbett, this is a Mirabilia. So this is six geese a laying from the 12 days of Christmas. Logically, there is a stitching for each day of Christmas. There are 12 in this collection. I examined all of them, and I just realized that this one is my favorite. I don't want to stitch the others. That's why I stitched just the geese. The difference which I made, so here I didn't write 6 geese a laying because it wouldn't have any sense, because I didn't stitch the others, at least I thought so. That's why I replaced it with Be a Queen, which I think is also nice because this goose looks like a queen. It was stitched according to the key, I mean like the fabric, the embellishments, everything. It was stitched according to the key. Very beautiful, nice one. I changed her eye. It should have been a red bead. I changed it in green because for me with the red eye she looked like very much like I don't know, evil. I don't know, I didn't like her red eye. I know that there are geese with red eyes, but I didn't like her. That's it. And I framed it because this summer I had the happy opportunity to go to a studio, from framing studio, and I took her with me, and they suggested such a framing, and I said okay, why not, because by myself I wouldn't have chosen such a frame. I wanted something more like simple, I would say. This is something more elaborate, at least I think so. I liked it and I said okay, why not, let's do it. And a second design by Mirabilia. This is English Roses. A very beautiful design. It was in my stash for a few years, not very many, but for a few years. I mean like the fabric, the materials, and I said that okay, I think it's time to stitch this beauty. Unfortunately, this is an out of print chart at least, and also it's an out of print ribbons, YLI silk ribbons. They are also out of print, but because of the fact that I got the materials like a few years ago, I kind of tried and did my best to look for these ribbons, and I found them and I purchased them. So in my case, this one is stitched like on the fabric recommended by the key, with the YLI ribbons. I didn't replace anything with the beads they are recommending. There are no treasures here, by the way. It's just these beads and the ribbons. It's a very beautiful design. It's a popular one. I wouldn't say that it's not popular. It's not stitched. Of course it is, because it's beautiful. And when I was at the studio, you know, I showed them how this one is framed on the photo, the preview. And I also showed them some photos like from social media where this design is framed. I mean like where I like how it's framed, to make them understand what I want for this design. And they said okay, and from the range they had, we tried a few frames, and this is the one which I liked. And indeed I like it very much. I like the result, because after that from Moldova, because I framed it in Moldova, I transported it here in UK. And when it was like already on the wall, you know, my husband looked at it and he said, wow, this one is so beautiful. And I told him, you see, that's why for me it's important to go to the framing studio and frame them, because no matter how much work you put in it, and no matter how many hours and, I don't know, strength, till the end, it's a beautiful piece of fabric stitched. When it's framed or it's made into something, this is already something you touch, you put your hand on, you see it on the shelf, you see it like on the wall. And for me, that's why for me, finishing still, it's an important thing to have. And the next ones are dimensions. I started loving dimensions a couple of years ago, because before that I was buying a lot of dimensions, kind of making a collection. But then I decided that no, I'm going to buy just the things which I'm going to stitch. And I started stitching dimensions. I even told myself that I would try to have like one big, I mean like gold dimensions, gold collection dimensions in my stash stitched every year. This one was finished this year, but it was started kind of 5 or 6 years ago. I bought it when it was released, because it's not an old vintage design. It was released 5, 6, 7 years ago when I purchased it. I remember like they released the kit. I liked it. I purchased it, and the next year I started stitching it. And I had kind of, if I'm not wrong, I had this one. I'm not sure if I had the whole Christmas tree, and that's it. I don't know why I stopped. I just froze this design. It was in a pack and it was staying there. When last year I said that no, this one is beautiful, I'm going to stitch it, and took it like for stitching, stitched it and even finished it. Kind of, this one is ready. I like it very much. It was stitched like on the Aida, even if I'm trying to change a lot of the designs from Aida to even weave. Here I decided that the amount of Aida which is seen here, it's beautiful and it doesn't make the design look ugly. That's why I kept the Aida. More than that, here where the Christmas tree is, I replaced the French knots, if I'm not wrong, with beads, you see. And I used also crayon to make the sparkle. And here on the house, the decoration, the garland of the house, they had their cross stitches, if I'm not wrong, with those colors. I used the beads in those colors so that it would imitate it. And I used even blending filament in these ribbons, decorating the house, like, I mean, like this one, these ribbons, and in the wreath, but it's not very much seen, that blending filament, but still I think it's a great thing which I did with this design. Of course, such a design deserves a frame, but you know, well, like in the last, because I just took everything out for my filming, I was looking at it and I kind of had an idea about finishing. If that idea is going to be in my mind for like more time, maybe I'm going to try to finish it like that. And the next dimensions, it's such dimensions. This one is how they say, an attempt, a trying of something. This kit design, actually, it was on printed fabric. I like the design very much when I saw it like being sold, and I thought, why not buying it and trying to stitch it in cross stitch, like on my own fabric, and to see what it's going to get out of it. I'm very happy. Seed basket, it's called this one, because this one is supposed to be not just a box as I have it. It's supposed to be a basket because it had a handle here, which was printed like on the original fabric, and which is not present here. In my case, it's a box, and it's beautiful. I totally liked it. I chose much smaller print of fabric. That's why it looks great. At least I am very, very happy, because since then when I see a design which is on printed fabric and I like the design very much, I look very carefully at the preview to try to see if I can stitch that one without that fabric, like the printed one which is in the kit, and I can make it out of it a beautiful design. And I framed it. It's my framing. I found the so it's a simple, cheap frame, I would say, but I liked it, and I thought that the color of green-blue color of the frame looks very much like the color of this green-blue color which is in the greenness and on the water can. So yes, beautiful design, which I'm happy that I still dared to stitch my own way. And the big dimensions of this year, this is Horses by a Stream. A very beautiful design. It's a present for my husband. He wanted some stitched horses. And even if I have other design by dimensions, I mean horses, I liked this one better, as my son said, because he looked at it and said, "Oh, mom, look, it's exactly like our family. It's mom, dad, and the child." I said, "Yes." And I liked it. I liked it very much, and I found it. It's an out-of-print kit, by the way, but I managed to find it and stitched it pretty quickly. And when I had the opportunity to like do some framing this summer, of course I took it and I framed it for my husband. And it's on the wall, like when we have guests, they see it, they say, wow. I mean, like new people who haven't seen it, they say, wow, this is a beautiful one. Yeah, I would say that yes, this is a beautiful one. And now it's going to be like the big numbers of the same designer. So let's go to the next one, which is going to be Mill Hill. The next finished designs I wanted to show you are from Mill Hill. And from Mill Hill I have everything finished this year. I have a few of these small Mill Hill kits. I have such a lamb, nice little lamb. With this one I even tried to have a how it's called, a tutorial on YouTube, how to stitch and finish such designs. I mean, like with everything, the felt on the other side and everything. Then like my recent stitches were the elves Ollie and Holly. I also showed them that I finished them. And I also managed this year to stitch the heart collection of Mill Hill. In the series there are 6. I stitched just 5 because one of them I just don't like. And I like very much the series Mill Hill has, but if I don't like, usually they come by 6 if I'm not wrong. But if I don't like all 6 of them, I wouldn't stitch all 6 of them, and I wouldn't buy all 6 of them. This is kind of, I stitch what I like, not because it's a series I have to stitch it all. So I have Love, so I started stitching them throughout the year, you know, and I start like in February with the one which is called Love. Then if I'm not wrong, I had the one which is called Coffee. Here I had a missing charm and I used my own charm. Then is the Love Gardening. By the way, these designs, they are not easy to stitch. I mean, like there are a lot of colors, a lot of beads. It's not like simple. The most simple one, it was Love, as far as I remember. But I like them very much. Then I have Halloween. Each of them have what do I do? Each of them have here they have charms. And the last one, when the Stitcher's Day was in November, for that occasion I stitched the stitching one. And for all of them actually I used the beads which I liked. For these ones, for the hanging loop, I mean, like this one, I like them very much. Happy that I managed to stitch all of them. And this is how they look like. I still have some designs which come in series. I hope that I'm going to stitch all of them in time. Then also a kit. This is which was stitched and finished into a pin cushion, a giant pin cushion. This is Nutty Squirrels, and it's a release. It's a this year's release, and I liked it when I saw that they are going to have it. And when I saw it like being announced, I said that I'm going to buy it and I'm going to stitch it and I'm going to finish it in a pin cushion, because I had this fabric and I said, okay, this fabric is waiting for this Nutty Squirrels to stitch them. I like very much. It's with the newly button, and I attached it, but you know, without this button also it would look nice, really nice, I would say. And I also stitched this year the trio, I mean like the farm animals, I don't know how to call them. So it's Sophie the sheep, it's Clarissa the cow, and Percy the pig. Unfortunately, these kits are not, they are being sold now, but they are being sold not like the original ones, because they don't have anymore the Jim Shore buttons. So in the beginning, when they started reappearing, because there was a moment when they weren't sold anywhere, then it was they started to reappear, but they had the buttons weren't the original ones. They were Jim Shore's, but they were changed. Probably they still had some stocks and they were using them, because now I saw in some videos of like where the stitchers were showing the purchases, and they don't have the buttons anymore, not at all, nothing. They just there is a piece of paper where they advise you like where the button is to stitch the same color. I mean, like here for example purple, which is sad. Of course it's sad, because like the button is kind of a part of the charm of these designs. I had the opportunity to buy 2 of them with like the old buttons, but this one it had a button but it was changed, and I didn't like the one which they were giving it, and I changed it with my own button. Okay, so here I didn't I framed them, so I didn't frame them very well, and now I see that I'm going to have to like rearrange the framing, but with a little bit of patience I'll do it. I framed them in the frame which Mill Hill frame which was recommended, and I purchased the Mill Hill figurines, you know, like, yes, I have been buying these figurines for a lot of designs. You probably noticed, at least for this year, I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. So these 3 farm animals, they have their own figurine. In my videos, of course, I showed that. That's why I didn't bring them today again, because I'm boasting in every video. A very easy stitch, and I changed the perforated paper which was in the kit with changed with Jobeline fabric. I wanted fabric for this ones. I don't regret, I like it, so but I have to like frame them better, I would say. So in such a way I said that one Sophie was original kit. The Percy pig also comes with the bottom which is supposed to come. I like very much his blanket here and the farm which is on the blanket, very beautiful. And then for Clarissa, they had the replaced button, which I thought that it's not okay, I didn't like it. And because I was getting ready for some Jim Shore, Mill Hill Jim Shore designs, and I had the good, how they say, feeling, and I purchased the buttons for them, like a year and a half before. I had this button in my stash, and I said that okay, I have to use this one, because I liked better how this one was fitting the whole thing. So yeah, this one has the changed button, but nevertheless I like it. Oops, sorry. Then I have Lucky the cat. This one was taken from the book 50 years in celebration of Witchelt, something like that. So I purchased the book because there are a few designs which I like from that book and I wanted to stitch, and Lucky is one of them. I had the buttons for this one, so the buttons are according to the key. Very happy. I finished it by myself in a frame. It's a simple plastic frame, it's not an expensive one, because this autumn I had a Halloween display, and I thought that this one fits very well in this frame. The fabric which I used here, it's not the original fabric. I mean, like, it should be Jobeline, but it should be I don't remember how it's called. I didn't find that one. Most probably that one is out of print. That's why I used the Jobeline, which was purchased actually for Clarissa. So it's the same color. But you see, depending on the stitching, this one looks darker. But it's the same Jobeline. It's the same fabric, I mean. Easy stitch, beautiful, nice. Very nice. Then, and I forgot to say that I have like a statue figurine, a cat with this for this one as well. Then it's Harvest Trio. This one I also have a figurine. This one was purchased like years ago. It was in my stash for some time, because for this one, if you would like to buy it nowadays, you cannot find these bell pulls, because Permian bell pulls, they are out of print. You cannot find the fabric, because this one is also out of print, and you cannot find the buttons because they're out of print. Apart from that, of course, you can buy your own materials, and of course you can stitch this beautiful, beautiful design, because the chart is still being sold, so the chart is not out of print. As I said, I had this one like for a long time in my stash. I wanted a figurine, a statue for this one. I started looking for it. I started looking for it since last year, but unfortunately I couldn't find like one for a better price, and that's why when I found one, I purchased it, and I said, okay, probably the time came so that I would stitch this this design, and it's stitched. And the last mill hill I wanted to show you, probably you don't even remember it, because it was like stitched, it was finished in January, in the beginning of the year. If I'm not wrong, this is the first finish of this year, if I'm not wrong. I started it in 2023, of course, like during Christmas time, like in December, and finished it like in the new year. This is a design, a mill hill design, which is from one of their booklets. Like, it's not a magazine, it's a booklet. And I remember liking it so much, and I kind of spent a lot of time. I gave myself that time, and I spent it for looking for materials, because for this one you need such a belt pull, which is Santa hat, you see. Then the band, I found the band on which you have to stitch this one, and the materials, which are a lot of treasures and beads and a lot of other things. Beautiful. I like it like enormously. This one is very, very beautiful, and I'm very happy that I stitched this one. It's not a lot of stitch, I mean like not stitches, but a lot of beads like attached here. And this one inspired me so much that like when I finished stitching it, I looked for a new booklet, because from this one I didn't want to stitch anything else. And I looked for a new booklet, from which I chose two designs which I liked very much, and throughout 1 year again I put together the materials, and now I would like to stitch them as well. So yes, they are how they say, difficult to find, they are out of print, they are expensive, but they are very beautiful. And probably, I won't lie, that I like looking for those materials, because if I didn't like looking for them, I wouldn't have stitched them. And the next one I wanted to show to you, this is Just Nan, and yes, this is the designer which I stitched the most. I love it very much. I cannot stop myself. I won't stop myself until it's going to be otherwise. That's why I have a lot of them, 26 I think, out of which only 3 are not finished, which is a great thing. And let me start. So first one is Summer Stroll. This is how it looks like. I found a box. This is how it opens, and I thought that this one would look nice finished in such a box. Unfortunately, the design is out of print, because it's a beautiful design. If you have such a turtle bead, most probably you would be able, and you have the chart, of course, most probably you would be able to stitch it, because the bead here, the turtle bead, is the most important element. Or you can replace with something else, which is having a summer stroll. And the next one is Black Magic. This one was a great wish of mine to be stitched. I had the chart with the embellishment pack. It was an easy stitch for me, even if they say that how they say, tastes the patience of the stitcher. Still, it was an easy stitch for me. Even if it has a lot of ones over ones and specialty stitches, it's a very beautiful design. It was stitched on white linen, as they recommended by the key, and it was framed by me. So I found this frame and I thought that this one looks nice, and I like it. So far, I'm not disappointed. I totally like it. In my case, I stitched with DMC threads. If you want, you can stitch it with silk threads. I imagine myself that it would look much more beautiful if it would be stitched in silks, but in my case, this is in DMCs. Then the next one is such a beautiful sampler, Queen of the Needles sampler. it was a great desire of mine to stitch this one. Unfortunately, it's out of print, and I wanted to stitch this one from scratch, as I used to say. And here, when you want to stitch it from scratch, the most difficult problem is this charm, because it's difficult to replace it. And I had a button from Susan Clark's Originals, which I thought that I'm going to use as a replacement. But fortunately, I managed to buy the embellishment pack. I mean, just the embellishment pack. It was being sold, and I quickly bought it. And I already, because I had the chart. Previously, I had the chart already, and I wanted to stitch it. The new problem already, it was the fabric, because it uses Graziano fabric, which is a complicated pink color, and from the fabrics I had, I wasn't able to choose anything. That's why I dyed my own fabric. So this fabric is dyed by me, and I framed also by myself. I found a frame which fitted the design, and I bought these elements. I bought separately. They are painted in white, as the frame is painted in white, and they were like sticked here. I like it. I like it. I know it's not perfect. I know that probably it's evident that this is handmade, but I like it very much. I think it's beautiful. Then. From the not framed, unfinished ones, this is Cynthia's sampler. I wanted very much to stitch this design. Not finished yet in a frame. I hope that one day I am going to finish it in a frame. Beautiful one. I like it very, very much. Very much. A lot of specialty stitches. Nice one. Then I have stocking. This is the Burgundy Bouquet stocking. This is the fourth stocking I stitched, because I said to myself that I'm going to stitch like one stocking per year, but I'm not doing it, unfortunately. But I hope that still I'm going, because I pulled out, I have two more to stitch, at least from this floral series of stockings. And I told myself that it would be probably a good thing if this January, February, I mean like 25 already, the year 25, I would stitch one more. And like in the beginning, when I started stitching them, I was thinking that I'm going to give it like to be finished professionally. Now I thought that probably I'm going to try to finish them by myself. I don't know, at least one. I'll try one at least to see if it works, and then finish the others. I don't know. And the last finished one, but I hope very much that I'm going to do this one into a bell pull by myself, but I didn't have the strength of doing it. This is Christmas Gingham Christmas, which was one of the latest stitched, finished. Beautiful one. A complicated fabric, I would say. For me, at least, this one is a complicated fabric. I tried to do my best to have it like stitched, but yeah, it is what it is, you know. Yeah, and I already have a lot of 3D designs, as I used to call them, because yes, indeed, they are 3D designs. And all my 3D, as I used to call them, Just Nan finishings. So let me start with, I don't know what, I have so many. Okay, let me start with the winter ones. No, I will start with the one which wasn't totally finished this year. I mean, this one came from previous year. This is Lindy's, Mouse in Lindy's house. Lindy Mouse in a house, I think it's called. This was a special edition for Silver Needle, and this one has each how it's called, each wall is a season, and I started it last year saying that each season I'm going to stitch like one wall. If I'm not wrong, I started with autumn. I had like autumn, I had like the bottom, and I stitched winter. Then in spring I said that no, I'm going to finish it all, and in spring I stitched and finished like the spring and the summer and the I mean like the roof, and I finished it. This one is a great design, unfortunately pretty rare to find. I like it very much. This one can be on display all year round, it's not a problem. And when you open like the attic, you should have here Lindy Mouse, which also was stitched. If I'm not wrong, this one was stitched last year, so it's something which I came in this year. And this is how it looks like. Very beautiful, I would say, design. So this was the finish of this year, but actually it was started like last year, something like that. Then, if to speak about winter ones, I have a pin cushion, which usually these charts of pin cushions, they are in the stocking chart. So there is the chart of the stocking, then each of them has a pin cushion, and every time I am stitching a pin cushion, so I stitched 4 stockings, I have 4 pin cushions, something like this. Nice one, really nice one. Then if to speak about the Christmas winter designs, I have, I would say, the greatest one is this one, which is Christmas workshop. It was a great deal for me. It was a great wish to be stitched, you see. So the floor and like the bottom here, they are with gingham linen. Then here are elves, everywhere are elves, different color of clothes, but elves. And here it's kind of an organizer, because here it's the pin cushion for needles, here it's a pocket for the thread cutter, here it's how it's called, thread, when you're putting the thread in the needle. And in this pocket it's a wax star. I changed the embellishment packs of these 3 because they were like this one had a beehive, this one had a, don't remember, this one had the peacock bead, but I wanted all of them to be Christmas, and that's why I left just the star here on top of the tree, but the 3 of them I changed. So I have a reindeer here, I have a candy cane, and I have a present charm. Yes, and in the middle it's supposed to be 3D Christmas tree, which is made from felt, and I attached on the bottom here it has a magnet, and there is a magnet here, and it magnets just like this. I like this method of having these things. And when you're closing it, it should have this kind of lily thing, and you're just having it like that. And when I finished this design, I considered that this one is not enough for me. Why not stitching something else from this design? And I had one elf and on Graziano linen, and here I used the gingham, and I made kind of a little pin cushion which can be used even as a scissor fob with a beautiful tassel, bead tassel. This is how it looks like. I would say it's very nice. And also I have, like if we speak about the winter ones, these gnomes, the design with the gnomes. I had a gnome Euphoria, an elf Euphoria, and I stitched them, and I finished them also in such a pin cushion. And here I also made a bead tassel. The beads I found in my stash, I used them, and I think this one made this design really beautiful, really beautiful. And also a pin cushion. You see that I have many pin cushions this winter. Is It was in the Jinkham Christmas, the pack with the fabric and the embellishment pack. It was like hidden there. I showed in the previous video. And I said that this one is very beautiful and I'm going to stitch it. And I stitched it. It's just in the center here. It was supposed to be snowflake, a gold snowflake. But I used the Swarovski buttons here. And I think it's beautiful. Didn't use anything like on the other sides. It just has a thing to hang it. I don't know. I hope it looks nice. I liked it very much stitching and I like very much how it looks like. I think it's very kind of beautiful. Okay, then the summer spring designs. I stitched and finished such a cube. This is Miss Kitty's cube. I used to call it the most perfect finished cube in my life ever. I don't have other cube which is so nice as this one. It has a pin as well. It's just not here now. It was a very easy stitch. Nice one, really nice one. And then I have one more cube. This is the Pansy cube. I had a Pansy fling this spring. And I remembered about this Pansy cube. I stitched it, I finished it. Oh, this one is also nice. You see, I said that this one is perfect, but this one is also nice. It has bunnies here. And the bunny, which this one doesn't come in the set. I mean, like in the same... how to say, in the same chart, but if you want, you buy an extra chart with this bunny and you are stitching and attaching it on top. Unfortunately, now the bunny is out of print, but I had it, like from beforehand, I had it, and I decided that I'm going to stitch both of them, and I stitched them. And also last year, this rose bunny was released, and I purchased it, and I said, okay, I stitched this one, let me stitch the new bunny as well. I stitched the new bunny and finished it. And in such a way, I said, okay, interesting, what other bunnies Just Nan released. And I found that there were like the honey bunny, this one, and I had such a mini charm with a bee, and I stitched it. And the strawberry bunny, this one with a strawberry, which has a strawberry here, as you can see. And apparently I stitched all the bunnies which Just Nan ever released. Then I have two more pin cushions. I have such a fancy pin cushion. I said that this spring I had a fancy thing. This one was recently released, like not an old one. And I stitched it and I finished it also with a tassel. I had a thing for this bead tassels last year and I finished it like this. Beautiful, I would say. So all these things make this such a simple design very beautiful. And when it was around Easter, I wanted very much a bunny design, and I found this design. If I'm not wrong, this one is called Peter Cottontail, and it's a design for whimsy frame. I don't do whimsy frames, but I like this one. It had also cranic in it, and I also finished it like the same thing, like you see, and the tassel. Bead tassel, nice ones. And the great achievement, I would say, of mine, it was the Queen of the Needle series. I already showed you the Queen of the Needle sampler, and the Queen of the Needle octagonal cube and this mouse. I already had them in my stash for a long time. And I decided that I'm stitching all the bunch, and this one is stitched on the fabric which is according to the key. It's Weeks Dye Works Emma's Pink. I don't remember exactly how it's called, the pink, but I purchased it like from a shop and I stitched it. So this one's had all the necessary things. I already told you how the sampler was stitched with the original embellishment pack. And the fabric which was made, which was dyed by me. And in this series there is such an organizer, which is a very rare find, I would say. And I wanted very much to stitch this one as well, but I didn't have the Jinkham fabric. I managed to to have this fabric, and I said, okay, let me try to stitch this one as well. So the clasp, which is here, it's a TerraCast clasp, and it's exactly as the one which is used in the original one. And from the embellishment, you need the beads, which are also here. And I stitched this one. This is how it looks. A beautiful, very beautiful design. I would say it was great, with specialty stitches and other things. And the organizer inside, in my case, it's a bit different. First of all, the fabric inside, it should be pink. So here it comes the gingham fabric, but here it comes pink. The thing is that I needed pink Graziano linen. I didn't have, and I couldn't find that one. And it's very important so that you would have Graziano, because if you have another linen, they don't come here when you are doing the biscornu stitch and you are putting them together. I had other colors of other brands of linen. I tried, but they didn't fit, and I understood that I don't have any other solution than to use inside the same gingham linen. Thanks God I had it. So yes, inside in my case is gingham linen. And the organizer itself, I changed it because to make it exactly as it's tended to be, you need the Pamela's Final Touches pack. I didn't have that pack, that's why I had to improvise with what I have. And I tried to make it according to what I would use when I would have such an organizer with me, like traveling, let's say. So here I made it's called scissor organizer. I forgot to put the thing which is on top here so that it wouldn't harm the organizer. There are magnets here, and it's kept very well. There is a tassel attached to the scissor, because normally the tassel would have come here with I forgot how it's called, that one. It's a piece of cardboard, and it measures the samplers when you're starting a sampler, the corner sampler, something like that, if I understood correctly. Then here I made an organizer for threads. So if you are stitching a design which has 599 threads, like mostly 9 threads, you can stitch here. This is buttons, mother of pearl buttons. So there is a thread attached here so that you could see how it works. And here it's a pocket, so that you would put the threads which come from here, you would put here so that they wouldn't go here. Then the heart is a pin cushion, and then there is a pocket here, and there is a needle minder attached, but in the pocket you can put a needle threader. So this is how it's made. At least I thought that this is how it would work for me. I like it very much, very much. I'm very proud that I managed to stitch and finish, mostly finish. Because stitching, for me stitching is not difficult at all. I stitch with a great pleasure, but when you have to finish, there are some moments when you have to pay a very big attention to everything what is happening. And I almost forgot about the Madame Butterfly, the last mouse on a tin. Honestly, I didn't think that one more is going to be released. I thought that that's everything, because none was being out of production. I mean, nothing was coming out, and then it was the announcement that Madame Butterfly, the last mouse, is going to be released. Of course, I purchased it because I already had finished and stitched the others. I bought it, I stitched it, I put all of them in a row, and I made a beautiful photo. Yeah, so this would be the last mouse on a tin, which is ready. And I have 2 more designs. These are the autumn designs which I stitched. I have only 2 for the autumn, but they are again great wishes of mine, which I wanted to stitch for a long time. This is the trick or treat box. This is how it looks like. This one I had the opportunity to buy the Pamela's Final Touches with everything, the threads. And I said okay, and I just added the chart with the embellishment pack, which I already created by myself. The charm, the hat charm, is from a different design taken. What else? The moon bead is purchased by me, but I think I managed to do a good job. It's not finished perfectly, honestly, I admit, but I like it. I like it very much, how this one looks like. It was a great wish of mine to stitch this design. And not less than a wish, it was like Scream House. I wanted very much this one. This one also was an exclusive for Silver Needle. Again, it's a rare find, it's an expensive find, and this one kind of was stitched from scratch with everything I could like make by myself. I mean, like even this button, which is here, it was made by myself. So I bought the cabochon, I bought the thing and made it by myself. You know that you have to stitch like everything what's on the outside. It's a lot of stitching, by the way. It's a design which asks for a lot of stitching. I spent a couple of weeks, even more, I think, just with the stitching. And I spent 3 days, as far as I remember, 3 days with the finishing. I mean, like the hours which I use to have the peace and quiet in the house, like during 3 days, I stitched this one. I finished this one. I'm happy with the finishing, I would say, because taking into account that it's such a complicated design, I think I did a good job, a decent job. When you open it, yes, it's a great pleasure to see it like going in this purple color. Inside it has the pumpkin stack, which I also tried desperately to make it nice. It has a magnet here as well. You see, and it has a magnet here, and you can take it and put it whenever you want. And the pumpkins which are here, this one, Wanda, I think, or what's her name? The witch also is very nice. Very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Here is supposed to be a, how it's called? Scissor organizer. I don't have it because I said that I would have here witches and pumpkins. Nice one. Really, really nice one. I'm very, very happy that I did it. So, yes. This would be all the 3D designs by Just Nan which I stitched and finished this year. And yes, this would be all the designs that I stitched this year. I am happy that I have such results. I'm more than happy with the number of finished, I mean like framed and stitched designs. And if you are filming such a video, I will be very great. It will be very great to watch, to see. Tell me what you think about my WIP Parade in the comments, and see you in my next video. Until then, bye bye.